All right, let's talk about a number that can absolutely kill a SaaS business. And no, I'm not talking about your burn rate or your customer acquisition cost. We're talking about churn. But we're not going to treat it like some boring line on a spreadsheet. We're going to talk about it for what it really is, a serious threat to your growth.
And this quote right here, it just hits the nail on the head. See, the most dangerous customer isn't the one who calls support all angry and threatening to cancel. No. The real danger is the one who just disappears. The one who quietly stopped logging in weeks ago. They've already churned in their mind. You just haven't gotten the memo yet.
And that's exactly why you have to think of churn as a silent killer. It's this sneaky problem that compounds in the background, quietly undermining everything you're working so hard to build. And often, you don't even see the damage until it's way too late. I love this analogy. Think of churn as a hidden tax on your growth. You're out there celebrating record-breaking months, you're hitting your new revenue goals, but behind the scenes, churn is like termites, just slowly, quietly eating away at the very foundation of your business. It doesn't make a sound until the whole thing is about to come crashing down.
Now, let's put a number on it. Let's say you have a 10% monthly churn rate. What does that actually mean? It means that every 10 months, you have to replace your entire customer base. Just think about that. You're not actually growing. You're just stuck on a hamster wheel, burning cash and energy just to stay in the same place. You can't out-acquire a problem like that. It's impossible.
So, how do we fix it? Well, here's the twist. The way most companies try to fight churn is, frankly, all wrong. To get to the real answer, we have to dig a lot deeper. Which really begs the question, right? If churn is so destructive, why do so many of us get the diagnosis completely wrong? You know the drill. We throw our customer success team at it, we send out exit surveys, we offer discounts, but nothing really changes. Why is that?
And this image just nails the disconnect. On the left, that tangled mess, that's how most of us see churn. It's this reactive scramble to deal with surface-level complaints about price, a missing feature, or support issue. But the reality is, on the right, churn is a straight line that starts way, way earlier. It's a systemic problem baked into your product and your user experience.
So here's the core idea. The one thing you really need to remember. Churn is a product problem wearing a customer success costume. By the time a customer tells your success team they're leaving, it is way too late. That decision wasn't made today. It was the result of 100 tiny paper cuts over months, a confusing feature, a slow-loading page, an unmet promise. The root cause is almost always the product.
Okay, so if churn is a product problem that starts on day one, how in the world do we get ahead of it? Well, we have to stop being reactive firefighters and start being proactive. And step one is to build an early warning system. And the heart of that system is what's called a customer health score. Now, this isn't just one metric. It's a smart composite signal that blends together different data points to tell you, at a glance, which of your customers are thriving and which are quietly slipping away. A good health score is like a crystal ball. It can give you a 60, even a 90-day head start to step in and help.
So what goes into a really solid health score? Well, it looks at these 5 key areas. It's not just about whether they logged in. Are they using the powerful sticky features? Is their whole team using it, or just one person? Are they constantly filing support tickets, or are things running smoothly? And maybe most importantly, did they achieve that first win, that aha moment, quickly? All of these signals together paint a really clear picture of customer health.
And hey, this isn't just theory. Look at this real-world data from Intercom. They discovered that customers who actually achieved their main goal with the product had churn rates 4 times lower than those who didn't. It's a direct, measurable link between delivering value and keeping your customers around. And that whole idea of achieving value quickly, that brings us to what is without a doubt the single most important make-or-break moment in the entire customer relationship.
We're talking about onboarding, the first few weeks. That's it. That's the whole game. As you can see here, it's a fork in the road. A great onboarding sets a customer on a direct path to success and loyalty. A poor one, well, that's an expressway straight to churn. There really is no middle ground. In fact, let's be really blunt about this. If your company has a high churn rate, there is an 80% chance that your onboarding process is broken. Not just a little flawed, fundamentally broken. If you're going to fix churn, that is the first place you absolutely have to look.
And here is the single biggest mistake people make. They think the goal of onboarding is to get the account set up, check all the boxes. That is the wrong goal. The only goal that matters is to get that new customer to their first win, that first magical moment where they experience the core value that made them sign up in the first place.
You've probably heard this, but Slack famously discovered that when a team sent 2,000 messages, they almost never churned. That was their aha moment metric. So the challenge to you is, what's your 2,000 messages? You have to find that key action that signals a customer is truly hooked, and then you have to obsessively design your entire onboarding process to get them there as fast as humanly possible.
Okay, so you've got your health scores giving you an early warning. You've completely revamped your onboarding. Now what? Now you need a playbook. You need a set of defined, repeatable actions to take the moment a customer starts to look like they're at risk.
But first, a quick sidebar that might actually surprise you. Not all churn is created equal. A huge chunk of it, we're talking 20 to 40%, is what we call involuntary churn. This is stuff like an expired credit card or a failed payment. This is the lowest hanging fruit you will ever find. A simple, automated dunning process can save a massive amount of this revenue.
For all the other kinds of churn, you need plays like these. For example, if a brand new account hasn't hit their aha moment within 30 days, that should trigger a personalized reach out from a real human. If you see a customer's usage suddenly drop off a cliff, that triggers a sincere, "Hey, is everything okay?" email. And for your biggest, most important accounts, you should be doing regular executive reviews that are focused entirely on helping them solve their problems, not on upselling them.
All right, let's zoom all the way out. Because the real, lasting solution here isn't just a better onboarding flow or a fancy playbook. It's about a fundamental shift in your entire company culture.
A true retention-first culture is one where the product team owns retention as a core metric, not just the customer success team. It's where you share the hard truths from churn interviews with the entire company. It's where customer health is a key KPI for the executive team. And it's where you finally stop building shiny features just to win the demo, and you start building for long-term, sustainable customer value, for the day after the demo. And that brings us to the final and most important point of all. At the end of the day, fixing churn isn't really a question of whether you can do it. The tactics are out there. The real question is one of will. Do you and your team care enough to stop making excuses, to look at the problem honestly, and to finally make the deep, systemic changes required to solve it for good? That's the real challenge.